Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving you my predictions on the final of this World Cup and the match of third place, aka bronze final of this World Cup. So we'll start with the bronze final. France against England. They both lost in the semifinals, so they both match up against each other. Um Honestly, look, I feel like obviously in the previous game, they both did a bit of like mistakes, things like that, blah blah blah. But yeah, France, they didn't seem to care. In an interview, Ibrahima Kanate, he said that he doesn't really care about this match of third place. It's practically useless to them. So I'm not gonna expect a lot of goals, nothing crazy. That's why I'm gonna go for my prediction 2-0. France are going to win by 2. England are not going to be able to score. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. Again, it's 5 o'clock tomorrow. I don't expect much. I really don't. Both teams are kind of giving up at this point. It doesn't really matter to them. So yeah, I guess that's that. For the finals, this is the biggest game out of the whole World Cup. The final, sorry, not France, Spain against Argentina 2 days from now. Um, I really want France to win, but in my eyes, the World Cup it's just like there's a lot of like favoritism in the referees with Messi. I feel like Argentina are gonna win, but I don't want them to win. I want Spain to win. Because look, for example, in the England game, for example, in all the games Argentina play, someone touches Messi, yellow card. Someone on the Argentina team hits, say, for example, England, no yellow card. Example, Enzo Fernandez. What did he do? He smacked the guy in the face. Yellow card? No. There you have that explanation. Um, and honestly, I want Spain to win, but I think I think Argentina gonna do it. I'll stick to my guts though. I'm gonna go with Spain. I'm gonna go with Spain. I'm gonna go with Spain 2, Argentina 1. Sorry, I don't know what was that. I think Argentina are gonna get one goal and only one goal. Cause this Spain defense, they're not gonna get by them a lot. I see Spain dominating possession because they're a team that loves to keep the ball. They're a team that wants possession. They're a team that wants chances on net. Argentina, I've realized it. They're more of the late winners kind of guys. Most of their goals in this World Cup scored past the 75th minute. And, um, I think they just tend to wake up and realize that they're losing by a goal, and then they realize that they have to start scoring, or else they're gonna get out of the World Cup and lose. Um, yeah, there's not much to say, but based on what I think about the World Cup, like, look, a lot of people are talking about cheating, blah blah blah. It's rigged, right? But you know how the hydration breaks, right? They added it recently. First ever in a World Cup, and look, obviously it's for ad revenue, stuff like that. But like, if you're like people who just, for example, FIFA, if they just keep on, you know, doing all these things for money, they're gonna for the first time again. I guess they're trying to experience the American culture of the Super Bowl, halftime show, post show, blah blah blah. They're trying to add shows in the final. They're including some big people like I Show Speed, like a bunch of other people, Post Malone, things like that. Famous people, and again, it's all for like money, stuff like that. And honestly, it's beginning to like the World Cup slowly beginning to lose value. And I feel like the ads, the money, the revenue that they're getting from all these editions that they didn't do in the past World Cups, like the ones that I just mentioned, um, the only reason why it's happening is because they're depending on the people watching it that are continue to watch it over the past years. And I think that's where they're getting the money from, because I don't see why else, or how they gonna make this money, how are they gonna do all these stuff, if there's no, like, not a lot of people, and they're just heavily depending on, oh, this World Cup, it's a big tournament, a lot of people around the globe are going to watch it, we can make money, right? But if people start to realize that they're just depending on the past amount and the present amount and the amount of people that are watching it, then they're just going to go, wait, why am I wasting my time just giving them money, and at the end of the day I'm watching a game that's like, you know it's a very good competition, but slowly it's beginning to do this. Now, I think in the next World Cup, for example, next World Cup, it's going to be in 2030. It's going to be in four countries: Spain, Morocco, Uruguay, and Argentina. European/slash South American nations. I don't think they're going to do hydration breaks and these things, because European football, okay, they're not trying to do it for the money. They want to experience the game. They want to be in the game. They want to know, okay, I'm just here to watch the game. I'm not here to, make money, do blah blah blah, all these additions that you know, happen to be in this World Cup. And I think that it's going to be a big turning point, because a lot of people are now going to look back at this World Cup and go, well, why did they only do it for this World Cup if I so happen to be right that the next World Cup does not have hydration breaks, halftime shows at the final, Spain against Argentina, and things like that. So I think that's definitely going to be what some people could look back at. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, watching this video, predictions, my thoughts on perhaps the future and looking back. And yeah, peace.